Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it has been such a long time and I'm sorry. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Mallory and this is a channel basically vlogging a day in the life of my work life, my career, and I'm throwing in hints here and there of my family life. And so altogether, this is going to become a work-life balance type of channel. I am a commercial insurance underwriter and I vlog my career path. If you are not new to this channel, then you know that I was pregnant. I am now no longer pregnant. I had my daughter on February 2nd, 2023. And so I have kind of been just taking some time off to get acclimated and adjusted to now having 3 kids. And prior to me giving birth, I was just tired all the time. Work was so hectic. I just didn't have it in me to vlog. But I didn't want to continue going on without releasing some sort of video because even though I have been a little bit absent, my subscriber count has been increasing. I am still getting a lot of comments and questions about underwriting, and I wanted to just show my face and tell you guys, hey, I'm still here, and wanted to update you guys on a few things. So I figured why not sit down and make kind of like a content video telling you guys kind of the updates of my job and answering some of the questions that I see most frequently. So again, as I mentioned, I am a commercial insurance underwriter. I have been in the insurance industry since 2012 when I graduated from college. And I would say I have been in underwriting since 2016. So I have a little bit of experience under my belt. I am a commercial underwriter, so I deal with businesses. So not like your personal auto, home, things of that nature. We deal with commercial insurance. I started with a new company the end of 2021 and I am still with that company. Of course, currently I am on maternity leave, but majority of my vlogs about my career have been with the current company that I am with. And so you guys have kind of seen in the beginning, like the pros, the cons. You guys know that there is a lot of work with this company, but the reward is so much worth it. And I will explain that to you guys in a bit when I give you guys a little bit of an update. But I wanted to also go over a few of my career goals this year for 2023 and kind of what my focus is. So let's get started. So I ended the year with a bang, okay? I ended 2022 with a bang. You guys know in the beginning it was very rough. I was hired and we were working from home, so I was training from home. And then I would say a few months in, we got a contract underwriter and they wanted me to train the contract underwriter while I was still being trained. It was so hectic. We were training technology systems. It was a lot of work. You guys can go back and look at the other videos and y'all see I was stressed sometimes. But we pulled through it and I got, the swing of things. I got my workflow. Things started to click. And before, maternity leave and even the end of 2020, I was pretty much a good working machine. And I really started to enjoy my job, even though the workload is still very, very, very heavy for one person doing my lines of business. It's rewarding and I do enjoy it. So I don't know if I mentioned, but let me mention really quickly the lines of business that I underwrite currently right now is workers' compensation, general liability, and excess or your umbrella policies. I did do business owner policies as well, and I'm still kind of doing that until it phases out. But our company decided to do away with that line of business, so property, your business owners policies. And so that's fading out this year. So my sole focus will be on workers' compensation, general liability, and excess, with majority focus on workers' compensation because that is my biggest book of business. So currently I am in charge of a workers' compensation book of business in the amount of 12.4 million. And that is specifically for businesses in the health industry. So your doctor's offices, your urgent cares, ambulatory services, things of that nature. We don't provide health insurance. We provide, like I mentioned, workers' compensation, general liability, things of that nature. But our niche is specifically businesses in the health industry, hospitals, things of that nature. I don't do hospitals. My supervisor, she takes care of hospitals, but everything under hospitals would be my job. So as I mentioned, I am on maternity leave, and although I'm on maternity leave, I still get my year-end review, year-end bonus, all of that, even though the year ended last year, but you get your bonus for last year, this year, in the beginning of the year. You guys get what I'm saying. And I mentioned this before. I have videos on here before that kind of explain how midterm and year-end reviews work and things of that nature. I would definitely recommend that you guys go look at some of those other videos just to kind of get caught up and things of that nature. But your girl did good, okay? I think I mentioned this on previous videos, but we're scored from 1 to 5. 1 being, of course, horrible. You're just showing up to work. 3 being that you meet. 4 is, I think, very good. 5 is excellent. And so, most companies, they want you to be at a 3, between a 3 and a 5. Usually it's hard to get at a 5, but one thing I like about our company is that they stress the fact that if they have all 4s and 5s in their employees, perfect, great. They don't want to be the type of company that continues hiring people over and over again. They rather hire the experts, people who really want to work, and then just pay them well. So, last year I worked really hard because when I first came in, of course, I have not even been here for 2 years yet, but I was hired on at a time where I did get a year-end review, sort of say. And of course, because I wasn't there for a full year, I got a 3 at meet, which of course I would expect to get because I'm still learning systems, things of that nature. But I really pushed to get to a 4, okay? And next year I'm pushing to get to a 5, okay? But I was able to get to a 4, which was I was really excited about. Nothing but great reviews from my supervisor. And like I said, again, I know I'm saying this a lot, but I've mentioned this in previous videos. Each year you do get a merit increase, so a salary increase, anywhere between 0.2 to 5%. 5% being the highest, if you are over a meet. And so thankfully I qualified for that. But let me tell you guys, I'm going to link a video below, the video that explains my career path to underwriting. I explained a lot in that video of how I became an underwriter. I talk a lot in that video just about kind of goals, about salaries, about different companies, things of that nature. And within that video, I mentioned that, of course, I do have a goal in mind salary-wise, and I really plan to hit that goal within 5 years. Well, I also in that video talked about how I contribute 100% of my success to God, okay? On paper, I need more years of experience to be in the type of position that I'm in and making the money that I'm making. And that has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with God. Without him, I am nothing. And, he gives me the knowledge, he gives me the know-how, he gives me the good work ethic. Because of him is where I am today. And I say that to say this. I talked about in that video that I'm linking below how I wanted to make a certain amount of money within the next 5 years. And I've been at this company less than 2 years. So I've been with this company technically a year and 3 months, okay? And from when I was hired to now, my salary has increased almost 20%. So not only did I get a merit increase, I got an additional increase in salary this year. So your girl is in that thing, okay? I'm going to reach my goal sooner than the 5 years, probably within the next year and a half. I mean, I'm technically there now with bonuses and things, but I'm talking about salary. I want to be making 6 figures, and I'm not even a senior underwriter yet. And so I contribute all of that success. Thank you, God, for helping me with that. And then, too, of course, I work hard and I find the opportunities that are best for me. We have to remember, guys, we are working for corporate companies, okay? Corporate companies. And if you are blessed enough to work for a company that actually cares about its employees and things of that nature, that is great. But even in that, it's still corporate. So if something were to happen to you, God forbid, if you were to pass away tomorrow, they're going to probably have your position filled within the next couple of weeks. Okay. And so with that being said, you have to look for the opportunities that are best for you, that will help your career, that will help your work ethic, that will help you to be diverse in your skill set, and then just go after it. So if that means you're at a company for 2 years and then you move to another company, do what's best for you. So year-end goals were met. I'm very happy for this year and getting back from maternity leave. Just want to be successful in this job, which brings me to my next point in this video. What are my goals for 2023 with underwriting? So one of the main goals that I have this year for underwriting is really becoming, I guess you can say, an expert in my line of business. I dabbled and dabbled in workers' comp when I worked with Allstate a few years back. And it was a lot of different industries that I was able to quote and write workers' compensation for. Now with this company, since I am a carrier underwriter, I am the underwriter for the carrier that is offering the insurance. It's not a brokerage, it's not an MGA, it's not any of that. I'm actually working for the carrier that offers the insurance to these brokerages, to these MGAs, to these independent agents. So I really had the opportunity to become an expert at my company's line of business, or at my company's guidelines, I guess you could say, the coverage we offer, what our guidelines and rules are. And with workers' compensation, it's not just based off of really your company's guidelines. It's based off of the state regulations, state filings, state rules as far as workers' comp codes and things of that nature. So really learning and really knowing how to navigate through the systems, NCCI, things, different regulations, different rate filings, keeping up with those things. It's a lot to know, but I want to become the expert because I feel like when you become the expert, especially at my company, when you become the expert, when you become the go-to person that knows the answers or knows how to find the answers, or just you carry yourself with a confidence of, even if I don't know the answer, I know how to get the answer, and I independently keeping this ball rolling, you become valuable to the company. And when you're valuable to the company, that's brownie points for you, because not only are you 9 times out of 10 rewarded for that, of course, compensation wise, but also there's somewhat job security for you. So even if your role kind of fizzles out a little bit, or they find somewhere else for you to be able to go and excel. Now, that's not for every company, because we're hearing a lot about layoffs and tenured people getting laid off and things of that nature. But at the same time, if you are valuable to the company, 9 times out of 10, they're going to fight to keep you. And even if you are looking for another position and you decide to leave, they'll say, what can we do to keep you? So that's one of my main goals. I really want to become an expert in workers' compensation for the industry that we write coverage for. And like I mentioned, knowing state guidelines, regulations, just taking the initiative when things, I see things aren't being done or things are falling behind, just to pick it up and get the ball rolling. And that's one of the things my manager really likes about me, is that my work ethic, and that I really get the ball rolling. I don't just wait for things to be done. If I see something's not being done, I bring it to her attention and say, hey, what can we do to get on track for this? And so that's something that I recommend if you're very passionate about what you do, or if you like the career that you're in, even if it's not underwriting, or if it is underwriting, try to be the expert of what you're doing. Another goal of mine for 2023 is to have better work-life balance. With me having 3 kids now, it's that's the baby, guys. Let me show y'all the baby real quick. This is my baby Posy. She will be 1 month on March 2nd. Yeah, guys, so if you hear the little babies in the background, that's her. She's in her swing right now. So I'm trying to get through this before she wake up. Currently, my work hour is 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And a lot of the time I don't work past that unless I'm like working from home. I may, linger a little bit more, but I really want to have a better work-life balance mentally, because I do technically stop at 3 o'clock, and then when I go home, I don't do any work. I don't work on the weekends, things of that nature, but mentally I'm still thinking about work and what I have to do the next day. And I just don't want to stress as much as I did last year. Now that I have the experience under my belt, I kind of know how my manager operates, and she's not complaining about being behind on certain things. So I'm not going to complain. I mean, when you have literally one person doing 3 lines of business for that much of premium that I mentioned earlier, I mean, what do you expect? So yeah, I want to have a better work-life balance. We get a very nice amount of PTO, and I think I lost some PTO last year, just because it's hard to take time off when you're not doing the work, it's not being done. So it's like if you take a vacation and you come back, you're going to come back to a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I really need that mental break, and I really want to enjoy life outside of work. So that's another goal of mine. And the last goal for this year is to learn something new. And what I mean by that is just learn something new. There are many training resources through my company. You could take certain training classes and get certain certificates. I know there's a lot of training courses through LinkedIn that you can do, but also just maybe software or things that we utilize a lot at my company that I need to be better familiar with. I can take the initiative to learn new things within that software. So for instance, this is something I should probably already have down packed, but I don't. Excel. We use so many Excel sheets, and I have to tweak so many Excel sheets and things of that nature. And I'm not the expert in Excel. I wouldn't even say I'm intermediate. I'm low-key beginner. And that's one of the things that I want to tackle this year, is becoming better at Excel. And I know that seems small, but if we use it a lot, wouldn't I want to be better at it? So that's what I mean by learn something new, or refresh my memory in something, take a training course or something, just to keep my mind stimulated on other things as well. Of course, the lines of businesses that I'm doing and the type of work that I'm doing, but something outside of that too, again, to increase my skill set. So I didn't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to come in and just say hi to you guys and give you guys an update on what's going on with the work. The contract underwriter is still there. She's taking over my lines of business. I have been on calls since I've been on maternity leave, and my husband has been like, "You need to take a break." And I'm like, "But you don't understand, sir. When I get back, that whatever's not done or whatever got messed up, I have to fix. So if I can fix it now, I'd rather fix it now. But still, I know I need to take a break and just enjoy this time off, because when I go back, it's going to be guns blazing and the train's going to keep rolling." But she's struggling a little bit. It's a lot of work. And I know she's dealing with other things with her family and things of that nature and having to take off. So it's going to be interesting of what's going to be waiting for me when I get back. But we can do it. We can do it. Before I end this video, I do want to answer a big burning question that a lot of people ask me. And I do want to apologize because I have seen a lot of you guys' questions, emails, things of that nature, a little bit before I had my child and a little bit after. Forgive me, I didn't get to everyone and was able to answer everyone's questions. Congratulations to everyone who is getting interviews and underwriting, and I see you guys' comments, and I'm hoping that there is good news that you guys have gotten these jobs, or even if you haven't, that you don't give up, that you continue to look and that you continue to interview, because even if you don't get it after the interview, take the interviews. Keep taking the interviews because it gives you practice and you get to see what these companies are looking for. So congratulations to you. If you have reached out to me and mentioned that you had an interview, please let me know how it went. You know, comment below or email the email that's in my information and let me know how it went. But the burning question that a lot of people ask me is, how do I get into underwriting? And some people ask this question with additional information. So they'll say, how can I get into underwriting? I've been in this industry, or I work for insurance, or I'm in sales, or I'm in claims, and I can go off of that. But then I get some other questions that are just like, how can I get in underwriting? Just in general. And those type of questions are a little bit harder because it's like, okay, what's your background? You know? So I'm going to answer this twofold. Question: how do I get into underwriting? Well, if you are in the insurance industry, now I'm talking about insurance because that's what I have experience in. So I don't have experience in banking, underwriting in banking or mortgage loans and all of that. So this is specifically for insurance. If you have experience in insurance, whether it is customer service, whether it's claims, whether it's sales, whether it's being an analyst or anything of that nature, that's always a plus, okay? That's always a plus, because in any of those titles that I just mentioned, at some point you are getting familiar with the insurance lingo, what insurance is. Obviously, there's rules, regulations, guidelines for your company for, you know, being able to get a quote or coverage with this company. So that's always a plus. If you're in sales, even better. You're almost kind of doing frontline underwriting anyway. I know most companies now, you're able to quote through a carrier's system with asking questions and information and having access to what a company's guidelines are. And so you have some familiarity with that. So that's always a plus. So now it's just you really hyping up what you have done and why you would be a good underwriter or underwriter trainee. So that's another thing that we're going into. So if you do have some insurance experience, one of the best ways to get your foot in the door in underwriting, or just get into underwriting, is look for opportunities for underwriting development programs or underwriting trainee titles, job titles. A lot of companies have them. I know Liberty Mutuals, they have a underwriting development program. I think with those, though, you have to either be graduating college or have some sort of degree or experience in insurance. I know other companies, they call them underwriter trainees. Again, some of them do want degrees, others may want experience. So look for those types of things. If they don't have that type of program, you want to look for job titles that say like associate underwriter, or maybe an underwriter one, or operations member, or things of that nature. Those type of positions, they do things like endorsements, they process endorsements, they speak more so with the agents. They're more of like almost assistants to the underwriter. And that gives you great experience, because 9 times out of 10, you're either working under an underwriter or an underwriting team. And so you're going to be day in and day out processing endorsements, really being hands-on with the policies, things of that nature. So that is a good stepping stone. Now, if you don't have any insurance experience whatsoever and you want to get in underwriting, you do have to kind of start from the bottom up. So my suggestion would be to get into the insurance field. If you want to do underwriting for insurance, now if you want to do underwriting for banking or anything of that nature, I'm sure you want to get into that field or industry. But for insurance, I would suggest that you do get into some type of sales role, to be honest. I'll probably say try to get into some type of sales or customer service role. Customer service meaning like customer service working underneath a sales agent, or working with a brokerage, things of that nature. Is just entry level. If you have no experience whatsoever, or if you're fresh out of college and trying to work your way up. If you are fresh out of college and if you have a degree in like finance or risk management or business, you can look for internships and things of that nature, and underwriting, and that would be a lot easier for you to get into. But if you're literally like starting from scratch, like you want to do a career change or things of that nature, my suggestion would be to start maybe with maybe a brokerage or a MGA, and get in there some sort of way, whether you're doing like operations or processing or customer service, because that will get your foot in the door. And then once you get in the door, you can see what you need to do. Do you need to network? You know what I mean? Are there opportunities to learn from different departments, things of that nature. So how you get into underwriting, really, I mean, work your way up a little bit if you're starting from scratch. Again, I will link below the video that talks about my career path to underwriting, because I started in customer service on the personal lines side of insurance. And then when I found out what an underwriter was, and I did my research, I said, oh, this is something that I'm interested in and I want to do. And then when I got the opportunity and got into it, I love the process of it. I enjoy it. And if I stay in corporate America until I retire, I wouldn't mind doing underwriting until I retire. So that's just something that I know that I want to do. So guys, thank you for watching this video. It became a little bit lengthy, but I just wanted to update you guys and just to show my face and say thank you for continuing to watch and subscribe. We are now, I think, at like 625 subscribers. So hopefully by the end of 2023, we can get to 1,000. You'll probably see me one more time before I go back to work. I'm going to do a different type of vlog. It has nothing to do with work, but I'm like, well, I'm on maternity leave. Why don't I do something fun? So that's going to be a surprise that's coming up soon. But then when I get back to work, of course, I'll be vlogging more consistently, day in the life, work week life, things of that nature, answering you guys' questions. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy New Year, because I don't think I've had a video since the year began. So happy New Year, and I will see you guys in another video.